Hey everyone, it's Erin and Super Cooper at the Paint and Tin Bin. We are going to work on the Be My shape today. Cooper may help or distract, more than likely distract, but so let's talk about our shape this evening. This evening, whatever time of day you're. So we have the Be Mine, okay? Yep, thank you, Cooper. Your paint kit may have come with different colors. I'm going to continue with the classic black and white and red theme. So I have black paint and I have some red paint. I'm going to do black wording and I'm going to do red on the hearts. You can choose to do whatever you like. And it may have come in like a little 2-ounce shampoo bottle. So if you didn't get it in cups, couple options for that would be just grab a paper plate if you have one of those. If you don't have paper plates, go grab some aluminum foil and just kind of pull out a piece and double it just so that it gives it a little and then pinch around the sides just so that you have a little bit of a lip so that it doesn't when you squeeze the paint out, it doesn't go everywhere. So those are two options. The other thing I want to remind you of, protect your workspace. We use exterior latex vinyl paint. Cooper, come. And so it's going to stain not only your clothes, but it's also going to stain whatever work surface you're working on. So grab some newspaper, some old magazines, a plastic tablecloth would work just fine as well. So here in the workshop, PTBHQ, I just use craft paper or construction paper that a lot of the contractors use to protect floors and things like that. So a couple options for you. On your bow or in your box, there would have been a coordinating bow, so don't throw that away. Sorry, he feels like he's being neglected. You may have vinyl. It may look different. I'm just going to do a basic Happy Valentine's Day vinyl. It could be your last name. It could be anything that you had requested. So that's and that should be in there. You should have some sponge brushes. You should also have a skinny brush. Again, these are sample brushes. May look different by the time you watch this. The wire for the hanger. So this is stainless steel. This will not rust as well. And then you have vinyl polka dots. So it's a little hard to see here, but you can kind of see, there you go. You can kind of see when it's backlit. These are vinyl polka dots. You can put them on anything, on your metal, on your door hanger. Don't put them on your wall. Well, you can put them on your walls, but if you're under the age of 18, ask your parents before you do that. And they're not vinyl for t-shirts, so please don't put them on t-shirts because they will come off in the dryer and melt in the dryer. But this vinyl is rated for 5 years exterior wear, so it's going to last just as long as your shape will, for sure, okay? All right, so let's get started. So most of what you're going to do is going to be with the sponge brushes, okay? And I'm going to use, I'm going to start with the red because I'm going to do the red hearts. And when we're painting today, two things: keep it thin and just go quickly. It's okay if you make a miss. Come here. If you make a misstep or something, there's ways we can come back from that. And I'll talk through a lot of things as we're painting as well. So I'm going to start with the red and I'm going to do the hearts and I'm going to show you. This angle is kind of bad. I apologize. My other phone stand broke that I use to make the videos. So Amazon hasn't gotten it here yet. So sorry. But I'm going to do this little heart shape right here first, just so that you can see it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of paint. This is a pretty small area, okay? And just go to town, okay? Again, keeping the coats thin. I know, Cooper. I know. You feel like you are not the center of attention when mommy is talking. The other thing you're going to see me do right here is you're going to see me kind of go around the edge of this shape. That is to just kind of cover the white primer around the edge. Sometimes when you hang it, you can kind of see some of the under edges you know, and it's bright white, especially if it's against like a red or a black that I'm going to be using. So doing a quick swipe around the edges is always encouraged, and you don't have to add any paint to your brush. Just do it real quick, and you know, so you'll be good to go. Okay, so that's that. So while heart number 1 is drying, I'm going to go to the big heart, and this is the suggested way to paint. You can do it any way you want. You have the luxury of pausing me if you want to come back to this tomorrow afternoon. You have the luxury of muting me if you so choose. But otherwise you get to hear me yammer on for about 45 minutes, I think. This shape is a little easier to complete just because it's just the hearts and then the words, especially if you're keeping your design pretty straightforward and simple. I always encourage people to think outside the box of what they think they can do, but at the same time keeping in mind they're not Bob Ross. You know, so if you need ideas, design ideas, if you wanted to do something other than polka dots, either the stick-ons, or you can always use the end of your paintbrushes, so the wood ones or the skinny ones, to do tiny polka dots. Okay, so different size polka dots. But you know, you can always go to Pinterest and just type in Valentine's door hanger and see if there's any kind of designs that you like, or apparently Cooper doesn't like my idea. Or, you know, you could type in black and red Valentine's door hanger and, you know, kind of get some other ideas. That's a lot of times that's what I do. I'll see a sign someone else made either on social media as a friend of mine, another creative friend of mine, or on Pinterest, you know. So I usually will see something and then I'll kind of reinterpret it for metal and whatever shape I'm doing. I don't just straight copy, because sometimes there's usually something I don't like or that I can't do. A lot of times you'll see door hangers that have like pieces glued on. We can do that to some extent with our metal, but it's more with magnets. So sometimes we gotta change things up. But okay, so I have the 2 coats done. You can kind of see here, and what you can't really tell in this video, it's kind of streaky. Some of the primer's still showing through. That is okay. We're going to do a second coat. When you're painting on metal, it's a little different as if you were painting a wall or you were painting on canvas, because if you use too much paint, you'll get ridges in your paint, like I call them ridges, mountains, whatever, like excess paint. And usually, to some extent, either the wall or the canvas will soak it up, so it's not as prominent. Metal's not doing that. So you need to make sure that your coats are smooth for sure. And if that means moving it around a little bit, absolutely, you can do that, and we're good to go. Okay, so drying. Typically, each coat needs about 5-ish minutes. Could be more, could be less, depending on if you got a ceiling fan, no air movement, that kind of thing going on. So, you can watch it, you can let it air dry. You can take the dog for a walk. Cooper would be more than happy to do that. Surprised he didn't pop up on that. Take the garbage out, do the dishes, you know, to go do a quick little thing and then come back. And usually by the time you can rub your hand over it and there's nothing on your hand, or you can kind of wave it in the light like this and see that it's not shiny anymore. Shiny usually means that it's wet. The other thing that you can do to kind of quicken the pace, if you are kind of trying to get this done as quickly as possible, is you can grab your hairdryer. So, Cooper does not like that, so you're going to see him here in a minute. If you're going to grab a hairdryer, there are a couple things you need to keep in mind. One, you need to, there has to be a cool setting. So on my Dollar General Vidal Sassoon hair dryers, I have to hold this button in right here by my thumb. You may just have to click it once, whatever. You know your hair dryer. Every hair dryer is different, just like every credit card reader is different. Who thought of that? Anyway, so you have to keep it on cool the entire time you're using it on the metal, because what happens is you use the hot air will heat up the metal will expand, and then the paint will come off, and then you'll have to start all over again. Pretty sure nobody wants that. So, keep it on the cool setting. You could also, if you have like, a box fan, you could turn it on right next to you. I've done that at some, off-site parties, things like that. So, come here, please. So, I'm going to use this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wave and that I'm turning it on, and then I'll wave when I'm turning it off, so that you can, you don't have to listen to the hairdryer, okay? Come over here. Come over here. You're okay. No, nothing's good. Lay down. All right, so this is dry. You saw me kind of do this, and it was dry. Sometimes you got to watch certain spots. The whole thing obviously doesn't dry totally at the same rate. So, but what we're going to do, in order to keep that drying, we're going to let it keep dry. I mean, it is mostly dry, but we want to make sure that it is super, super dry before we go into our second coat. So now we're going to flip to our black, or whatever color you're going to do your letters in. So, again, keep it thin. I'm going to kind of turn it a little bit so you can kind of see. This is going to be a little more involved, just because we have to do the words. You know, there's just like a lot of lines, a lot of open spaces, things like that. And as opposed to the hearts, that was a little easier just because it's... they're one solid space. So the edges, you know, the sides of the shape are going to be really important for you to ensure on this one, just because there is a lot of real estate per se on each side of each letter. So just kind of a quick swipe. That's all I did. You saw, just that was it. That's all you got to do. You gonna check it out? Don't lick. So the great thing about these is that with the galvanized steel, it's not going to rust. With the Sherwin-Williams exterior latex paint, it's not going to flake off, wear off anytime soon. So you're essentially done buying door hangers for a while. I don't know about you guys, but I was getting to the point where, I mean, every once in a while, like every couple years, I did like to update and freshen my my door decor. You know, I have 2 doors. I also have a front porch. You know, just I like to freshen it up every now and then. But it was getting to the point where I was having to buy a new door hanger or new something every year. You know, like after a while, you kind of buy, like you get tired of buying stuff. I don't know about you, but I do anyway. Sometimes I just like to know that I don't have to go buy another door hanger for Valentine's Day, because good to go. So, so that is one of the benefits of these. You pay a little more right now, $45, whether it's for a paint kit or for its workshop. But, excuse me, yeah, you're going to see me do this a lot on the sides of this shape, just because, like I was saying, this is the words, each letter has its own side, and want to make sure I get all those. And, but for $45, I mean, that's what I would spend over 2 years, and I'll tell you that this will be good to go for a very long time. I'm at least 5 years, easily. So I hope you enjoy. That's Cooper breathing. So Super Cooper is our newest mascot. He is a 2-year-old yellow lab. He joins the OG, the original PTB mascot, Reggie. You've probably seen him on social media. If not, go check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and the TikToks. But anyway, yeah, there's a dog here. So, I like to bring the boys up here when I'm painting. One, I just, them being home alone while Mr. PTB is either on duty or busy or whatever, but gives us a little alone time. Plus, Cooper is a very inquisitive pup. I'm sure you're shocked by that. So, but you will see Super Cooper and Old Man Reggie highlighted on our social media. Yeah, you're famous. Often. If they're not up here, they're joining me while I do local deliveries or helping. So this is a really great shape. I really like it just because even if you didn't want to do any polka dots, no other design elements, you just wanted to paint the heart, paint the shape, you can easily just do that, and that's fine. But that's all you've got to do. So that's a nice bonus. So, whereas an Easter egg, you kind of got to do something with it. But as you can see, my coats are pretty thin. They're pretty streaky. But that's okay. It's your first coat. It's, you're going to have a couple more, coats, at least one more. So there we go. Kind of lift it up upside down a little bit, but you can kind of see how it looks a little streaky. That's okay. Again, look at your edges. This would be the time. Pick it up on, look at all the edges around the letters. You could choose to use the hairdryer right now if you wanted to, but I'm just going to let my black dry naturally. I'm going to go back and do a second coat on my hearts. Okay, so just grab your red. Just make sure that everything's dry. You can rub the whole thing and not get any paint on your hand. You're good to go. You got glitter on your face. So, all right. So, this is non-scientific evidence, but if you went kind of up and down on your first coat, go left to right on your second coat. Or if you went to left to right on your first coat, go up and down on, oh, that's your head. Go up and down on your second coat. Reason being is because when you change the direction of your brush strokes, you fill in all those areas that you that were kind of streaky from your first coat. So, excuse me. I'm going to go left to right on this coat. And you'll be able to see a difference. Goodness gracious, I'm going to have to get a drink of water. you'll see a difference between, you know, adding this second coat and, come here. Oh, thank you. And when you're getting right up to your black, you notice I was kind of like doing a little push-up like that with it, just right up to the line and back up. That's a really easy way to use the angle of this brush, the angled tip of this brush to your advantage when you are doing this. So I highly encourage that. Some people like to go like a pencil. That's absolutely fine too. You'll find your own kind of jam on what techniques you prefer. So I've been doing this a good minute. So PTB has been around for, oh gosh, 5 years. I need to really sit down and figure this out. Honestly, I do. So there is another store in town. I used to work for them and kind of wisened up. She and I did. And just figured out, like, well, why are we paying payroll taxes when I can just kind of do my own thing and you don't have to pay me? Like, you know, so she's my metal dealer. I sometimes joke she's my drug dealer because, you know, this shape especially, they come from the mothership, as I refer to it. It's Scrapicated. If you're local, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not local and you're kind of like, what? For a while, I worked with a lady. This was kind of her idea. And my metal comes from her. Most of my metal comes from her. I'm starting to branch out and I have my own metal guy and I'm designing my own PTB exclusive shape. So pretty excited about that. But all right, so coat number 2 went this way. And you notice how really quick that went. I'm going to get a drink of water while we got a second. Koopy. Come here. Oh, you're going to check it out? You're going to check it out? There. Yeah. Mommy doing a good job. Okay. All right. Thank you. So during the course, well, except for where Cooper licked it, during the course of just us painting that, the 2 red hearts, my black is mostly dry. I did pick up a little bit. That just means I need a few minutes with the hairdryer, so I am going to use the hairdryer one more time. Again, I'll wave that I'm turning it on, and I'll wave that I'm turning it off. All right, so I used the hairdryer. My main objective was to get the black dry, which I did. I did spend a little extra time and worked on the red. The red will have an opportunity to dry, but let's go ahead and do our second coat of black, shall we? Now this one's going to be a little hard to go the opposite direction. It's probably not going to happen. My suggestion would be to just do the best you can, or, you know, don't worry about going the other direction. And you can go a little bit thicker on your second coat, just so that we can make sure that we get a good coverage on our shape, and hopefully preempt maybe a third coat. Typically we try to stick to 2 coats. Sometimes we do a third, or maybe like the third is just like a spot where we do a third coat, you know, just where we see maybe just a little bit of the primer still showing through, kind of a thing. A lot of times with the black, you will notice that you got to do a third coat. And again, that's just because there's white primer underneath it. And especially on this shape, it's really hard to go the opposite direction of what you did the first time. So we typically do not do more than 3 coats, just because then it starts getting pretty gummy and harder to... Dog hair. Are you trying to put your little stamp on this little shape, Cooper? After 3 coats, it gets harder to dry, as well as just, you know, it just gets really thick, and we don't want that. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. I hope you're enjoying this. Again, like I said, be sure to check us out on all the social medias. I always enjoy it. The other thing is after you finish your shape, you should definitely take a picture of it and either send it to us or tag us in it. We do use the hashtag metal cuteness. It's a word I made up. You're welcome. You know, kind of how our tagline is perfectly imperfect creativity. You know, and it's always metal cuteness. But you can share your shape with us. We like to highlight customer products on our social medias, just because everyone is so different. That's back 7-8 years ago. Oh gosh, however long ago this party started. It was always exciting to me to facilitate. We would have large groups of like 20 to 25 women come in and create these, and I'm just tired thinking about it and saying that. I was much younger then. I had a lot more energy. And I was always impressed because everyone had the same directions. Everyone had the same supplies. And they would have different outcomes. Like every shape, it would be the same shape, then everyone had the same paint colors, but you know, everyone's creativity is just a little bit different. So I always enjoyed that, because there would be 20 to 25 completely different shapes. So I always enjoyed that when we did the large parties. But even just 2 people, like, and sometimes people are like, I'm not doing anything different but what you have in your sample. That's totally cool too. I'm gonna move this a little bit. Sometimes people do that the first couple times and they're like, oh, I got this. I know how to do this. So, yeah. The other thing I want to talk about, sorry, that was a long pause of quiet, but sometimes people like the quiet. When you're going up next to like the E and the heart, let me flip that around here real quick. Okay, so we're going right up against that red, and for the most part my red is dry. But I will just put a little bit of paint, and I will use that angle to my benefit and just use it like a pencil and go right down it. So that's just another way you can do it. If you make an oops, let the paint dry, okay? So let's say I got really wild and crazy with my black next to the heart up here, and let's say I kind of got in the red. Your first instinct is to wipe it off. Don't do that. It's probably not gonna work. But let it dry. And then what we can do is I think you have some white in your kit. I think I included, maybe, so depending on who's watching this and when. Let it dry, go over it with the white in the red part. Then once you get a good coat of white on there, a primer again, you can put the red down and you'll never even know you made an oops. So I'm going to dry this. I'm also going to take Cooper out for a quick little potty break and we'll come right back. Okay? Cheers. All right. Hey everyone, we're back. Super Cooper, he went out. We also picked up Mr. PTB. He's behind me. He's priming. But I wanted to talk to you about what I was saying before we had to take a little intermission. If you get paint on your shape. Now you can kind of see I got some black on that tiny red. Sorry. Again, really bad pictures. So what we're going to do, I'm going to make everyone sick. How about that? That'll be great. So you can kind of see there's some black along that red. So I let it dry. I tried to smudge it. I even did the thing that I told you not to do. It's awesome. But there's so little of that black on the red. I think I can get away with just putting like a pretty good healthy coat of red on that side of that heart. So, it could also just require 2 coats. So, I'm just gonna, oh yeah, just the one. That'll be good. I just painted over it. No one's gonna notice. The other great thing about this is that it doesn't have to be perfect. First off, perfectly imperfect. But second of all, I'm trying to find a way that there's no light. The light's not in there, but sorry guys. But the other thing is nobody's going to be looking at it as closely as you are right now when you're creating it. So that's the positive thing. So if you make a little oops, so be it. Let it be there. So, looks like my red on my heart is still wet. Looks like my black is dry. So I'm going to flip her around and let's talk about polka dots, shall we? We shall. So you have a variety of sizes of polka dots. You have extra large, large, medium, and small polka dots on your shape. Now, you can use them. You don't have to use them. You can kind of see them there through the light. Really kind of your call. My suggestion to you would be that I'm going to do the large. So this is the extra large, large, medium, small. I'm going to do the larges. And the other thing to have on hand is a pair of scissors because these are pretty big, okay? Let's see how big these are. They're about a good solid inch. You know, that's going to be really big on some of these things. But what you're going to want to do is put some of them off the edge of the metal. And then you're going to cut them with your scissors, okay? Because you don't want a floppy polka dot hanging off your shape, okay? So you don't have to wrap it around. I suggest not wrapping it, honestly, because sometimes when you crease it, it doesn't stick on the back, so that kind of makes it a little wonky. Okay, so see, got a little half polka dot there, but now you have another half polka dot, and you can put that somewhere else. So I'm going to put that right there. Okay, and then same, trim out the edges, and you'll be good to go. Now you do want to put some full polka dots somewhere where you can, so I'm going to probably try and do that first here, because I don't think there's going to be very many of full polka dots on the shape. Maybe advisable to use the smaller set of polka dots. So I'll put the one there. I'll put one here. There. All right, so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means I got 8 left to do the little halvesies, and just kind of put them off the side, trim them. Okay, and then you can put this one also on there. Okay, so yeah, I would really suggest maybe one of the smaller sizes. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a lot of polka dots out of this. We'll see. I don't know. So I would definitely do a smaller size. The other thing you can do if you think you don't have enough polka dots, like I said earlier in the first video, use the end of your paintbrushes. So use, the end, just dip it in the paint, dip it on the metal. That'll give you a really nice size polka dot. Or the skinny one, you can also do that. So. Koopy. Thanks, buddy. So in an effort to not bore you to death with the placing of the polka dots, I'll just do 1 or 2 more, and then we will move on in the video. You will see the completed, so the picture you saw at the beginning of this video is the final completed piece. So I always finish it, and then I also then turn around and sell it, because I don't need dozens of the same shape over and over again. They're always for sale on our Facebooks. So if you or a friend are interested, you're like, I had fun creating, but I need another one in my life, you can absolutely do that. But the next thing I'm going to show you how to do with this shape is the vinyl wording, because this shape did come with vinyl wording.
You already had your dent. I probably had dent.
I don't know if you have pets, but ours think they need to eat every 10 minutes. So, all right. Now, for the most part, once you stick your polka dot, you must commit to that spot. However, you just saw me pull one up. That's because, there was some overhang on the side, and I was able to kind of pull it up. So just kind of keep that in mind. I did get some red transferred over to the black, so I'm just kind of touching that up over here with my black. That's all I had to do there. All right. So let's talk about our words here. One thing you will need is a popsicle stick or a credit card. Can I borrow one of your credit cards? To help you put one of these on. So what came in your container is the words in black. Okay, this white paper is the sticker backer. The red grid sticky paper is the transfer tape, okay? So what I want you to do is I'm going to put it right here. Yeah, you can see it. Take your credit card, and I just want you to gently rub back and forth over the entire vinyl sticker, okay? This is kind of getting the vinyl to stick to the transfer tape. Okay, once you've kind of gone over that, take a corner of the transfer tape, so the red gridded stuff, hold down the sticker paper, and gently pull away. Now, it should come off. So see, it's going to start coming off. All right. But if it's not, what that means is gently put it back down. Rub it again with your credit card. Okay. And try again. Typically, if it doesn't come, what it just means is you need to rub a little bit more. Okay. So then slowly pull the sticker away from the sticker paper, and you notice I'm moving my hand to be my fingers as close to the sticker as possible to just create that tension so that to make sure the sticker goes with the paper, or goes with the transfer tape and not the paper. Okay. Easier said than done, right? Easier done than said. So this is what you should have. You should have this piece of big transfer tape and your sticker on the back of it, okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your shape and you're going to place it where you want it on your big heart. Now, 1, make sure super dry. Check. 2, I like to kind of put my fingers in about the middle-ish of each side of it, just as an eyeball. I'm telling you now, this will not be perfectly straight. Embrace that. Honestly, what I try to do sometimes is I purposely put it on an angle. I put it typically at like an 8:30, 9 o'clock to like a 2:30, 3 o'clock kind of angle, because that way, 1, it's not straight, and 2, it's not supposed to be straight. So, so no one can come up and critique you. So that's typically, and that's honestly what I'm going to do today. So the other thing to keep in mind is once you put this transfer tape down, you're done. That's it. That's where it's going to live. So I kind of hover over to see where I want to put it. I encourage you to stand up, get a better angle. I'm just going to run with scissors and put it down. Now, like I said, I have like an 8:30 to 2:30 kind of angle going on, maybe more 9 to 3. You don't have to. You can put it straight on. You could put it any direction you wanted to. Run with scissors, y'all. Run with scissors, okay? So pick up your handy dandy credit card again, and the same thing you did when you were trying to get the sticker to attach to the transfer tape, you're now going to make the transfer tape push the sticker down and attach itself to the metal. This one I would suggest going over it with your credit card probably twice. You don't want to go super, super hard because then you'll start ripping things. But you do want to make sure that it's sticking to your metal. Okay? All right, we're going to try this. So now, the very same thing we did previously about taking it off the paper, we're going to do that very same thing, but instead of taking the sticker off, we're going to hope that the sticker stays. So again, pick up your one of the corners, and I like to roll it away. Okay, I like to kind of do this kind of thing, roll it off of the vinyl, and you're going to see it's going to stay. Then I move my fingers up closer, and I roll it back a little bit more. Move my fingers up, roll it back a little bit more. The reason why is that if you do it this way, that tends to pull up the vinyl up off of the metal. That's why you saw us kind of doing it this way to get it off the sticker paper. But this time we want the sticker to stay. So again, go slow. If you're starting to pull the wording with you, roll back. Okay, grab your credit card. Just do a quick little rub and then roll back, okay? So, and go as slow as you feel you need to. Rumor is that I'm a professional. Who knew? But I do this a lot more than you do, okay? So there you go. So when you pull it off, you can throw this away, unless you have your own Cricut or something, then you can use it as your own transfer tape. We do reuse it here in the shop. Then the next thing I would do is just go and pat it down. Just make sure that that vinyl sticker is really down on the metal. There you go. See how cute that is? Yeah. All right. So we're going to pretend like my shape is done, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to show you how to finish this bad boy up. Now, you are more than welcome to add polka dots to the polka dots. I like that. You are also more than welcome to do anything else that you want to do with this. I have a lot of different design videos. I also have some finishing videos on this YouTube channel, especially if you're interested in sparkle glitter. I give you a couple options of what I've used over the years and what I think is the most weather resistant. But okay, so I encourage you to check out the other videos on this YouTube channel. So first thing we're going to do is grab your wire. Now, you will either need a pair of needle nose pliers. Everyone seems to usually have a set of those around. Or if you do not, that's totally fine. You can use a pen with a cap on it, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But what you're going to do is you're going to sit your shape off the edge, okay, so that your holes, the top holes, are hanging off. And you are literally going to come from behind up to, through the holes. So let's start with on our right side. We're going to take that wire, bring it up, and we're going to give ourselves about 2 inches, okay? Grab your end, and now what you're going to do is you're going to do the signature twist. You're going to twist once, twice, 3 times. And there you go. That's all we do. Everyone thinks it's so cute and it's some top secret thing. It's not. And then you're just going to lather, rinse, and repeat on this side. Now, if you have a pen with a cap, what you're going to do is you're going to put the wire between the pen and the pocket latch, whatever that is on the pen cap, and do the same thing. You're going to twist, twist, twist. Now, your twists will not look the same, okay? But that's all right. We don't want them to. Then what you're going to do is you're going to grab your bow. And you can fluff and zhuzh your bow how you see fit. You can notch them, how you put the little V's on the end of it. You can kind of do whatever you want. So what you're going to do, it has 2 legs, 2 pipe cleaner legs. You are going to put one leg through the wire hole on whichever side you desire. And then you're going to put the other leg over the top, then get both legs behind it and twist. That's all you have to do. You are more than welcome to trim off the excess pipe cleaner on the back if you would like. And that's it. You have a completed piece of Be Mine. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Please take a picture, send it to us, tag us in it, #metalcuteness, or just send it to us on all the social medias, the Facebooks, the Instas, and we love to see them. All right, guys? Well, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you in workshop. Thanks.